So we're in Torah Kaf Bet in part Zion, in page 64. Page 64. Very full. It's written Leman Shemecha. We explained it a little bit. Leman Shemecha. Hashem Aseh Leman Shemecha. And we explained it a little bit yesterday, that when the person starts to do tshuva, so in the beginning it's a little bit hard for him to hear the voice of Hashem, and he actually hears the sound of his avonot. Even though that he is doing tshuva, when he's trying to find Hashem inside of himself, still it takes time. And in the beginning he's going to see and going to reveal his lackings and his difficulties. He's going to reveal them in the field. For an example, if Hashem wants you to be happy, so actually in the beginning you're going to feel your sadness. You're going to wake up to see that you are sad, and then you're going to start davening to go out from your sadness into finding your happiness. But in the beginning you will not see your happiness. Alright, I want to be happy, this is it, from now on I'm a happy person. No, never happened. It's going to take a while, it's going to take time, it's a journey to find your happiness. Where are you going to find it? Inside your sadness. Inside your sadness. Rabbeinu, it's the chidush that Borei Olam helped me to reveal, that Rabbeinu, it's written, Rabbeinu sha'ag bekol gadol, he roared in a huge voice, he said, En yeush ba'olam klal. So, if it was something that Rabbeinu wanted to teach us, he could teach it like the rest of the Torah. We're taking them very seriously. Why they had to say that he was shouting, that he was screaming those words? Because actually, one moment before, Rabbeinu was very close to despair. He was very weak. He was very, very low. And from that place, he was shouting. He shouted, "Mima'amakim kreaticha." He was shouting. He was meshavea mibeten sheol shivati. From the lowest places, you're screaming to Hashem Yitbarach. So from the falling, you wake up to see Hashem. This is the wonderful wisdom that we need to go with to understand how much Hashem is with us when we're falling. But to be aware to that fact that even that you're starting now to do your tshuva process and you are trying to find Hashem, in the beginning you're going to find you're lacking. This is what you're going to find. Your avonot. If a person is, for an example, he wants to guard his eyes, so he doesn't understand in the beginning the importance, the levels of kedusha, of really to have holy eyes. He's not holding them. He just feels the damage of the bad eyesight, of the reyot asurot. So he feels the pain of his avonot, and from that he wakes up to penetrate into that, to go into that subject, to investigate, to look for the reason, to go and to find the truth. And this is what that's written. And this is what that's written in Rosh Hashanah. Hatokea bevor, a person that he blows the shofar in a pit. Bechinot, in aspect of what that's written in Tehillim, Shatani bevor tachtiyot, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put me in a low pit. Behu mit'aneach, and that person is sighing, v'tokea al zeh, and he's blowing on that. He's screaming to Hashem Yitbarach. He's got the shofar. He's screaming to Hashem Yitbarach with the shofar. So, otam ha'omdim b'chutz. So the ones that are standing outside. This is what in Rosh Hashanah. This is the halacha. Otam ha'omdim b'chutz. The ones that are standing outside. She'einam bivchinat basar. That they are outside. They're not in the aspect of being flesh to that tzaddik, like we explained yesterday and the day before, that if you are attached to your to the tzaddik, to your rabbi, if you attach to him, so you become to be his flesh. He's your neshama, and you're his helper. You're his flesh. You are serving him. You're helping him. You give him a hand. So you're canceling yourself to be with him. So the ones that are outside of that pit, they are she'einam bevchinat basar. They're not in that aspect of being a flesh for that tzaddik. They're not with him in his humble place, in his humility, in that pit, that he feels that he doesn't have nothing, that he can count only on Hashem Yitbarach, that he feels so poor. This is a tzaddik. A tzaddik is not rich and successful. He is poor and he's screaming to Hashem Yitbarach on his poverty. And money doesn't give him no confidence in Hashem Yitbarach. Like we learned on Rav, that even though that he was being guarded by Roman police officers, he was screaming to Hashem Yitbarach daily that he's going to protect him from any kind of damage. And he wasn't counting on those goyim police officers that were guarding him and protecting him. He wasn't counting on them. You're counting only on Hashem Yitbarach. And you feel that you are, how you say, chasar, with no protection at all. No one can protect you except for Hashem Yitbarach. Oivei ish anshe beito. The enemies of the person can live in the same house of that person. So, the ones that are outside, she'enam bevchinat basar, they're not in that aspect of flesh, of that tzaddik that he's in that pit. Im kol shofar shama, if they heard the voice of the shofar, yatsa. So, he fulfilled his obligation. He went out with that mitzvah of shofar. Hainu, what it means, how Rabbeinu is teaching us. Hainu sheyuchal latzet mitoch hara shelo. Yatsa, it means that he's going to be able to go out from his bed, from his bad side, from his Yetzer Hara. If you heard the call of the shofar, if really you are attached to your rabbi, and you are here, you can hear his shouting, his scream, him blowing the shofar. If you really hear your rabbi, means if you are attached to him, if you are in an aspect of a flesh to that tzaddik, you can go out from all of your bad. You're going to clean yourself in 100%. You're going to be Kamoni Mamash. Like the Rabbi said, I'm going to make you to be Kamoni Mamash, as I am. Rabbeinu said it to the students. Rabbeinu said it to us. Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bender said that the words of Rabbeinu haven't been said to his students. It's like the words of Moshe Rabbeinu that have been said to Lachem, to the ones that are here, and to the ones that are going to come. Also the words of Rabbeinu exactly like that. They've been said to those students, but also to us. We have the same Rabbi that Rabbi Natan had. Those are words that Rabbi Levi Yitzchak Bender was saying all of the time, again and again. We have the same Rabbi that Rabbi Natan had. Rabbi Natan, he had Rabbi Nachman Breslev. We have Rabbi Nachman Breslev. This is our Rabbi. He was talking to us in those conversations where we can be close to him, mamash, as Rabbi Natan. If we're going to cancel ourselves like Rabbi Natan, if we're going to follow after his advice, listen to his voice. If we're going to listen to his voice, means we're going to hear his voice, means that we're not going to be selfish, attached to our will. Just we're going to cancel our will to the tzaddik, going to help the tzaddik, going to listen to the tzaddik, going to throw our wisdom. We're going to be an aspect of his flesh. We're going to be able to be able to hear the voice of the shofar. Means to hear what that he is saying exactly. And then we're going to come out from all of the bad, from all of the Yetzer Hara. Ve'im kol havara shama, and if you heard only the echo, means that he blew the shofar and it banged the walls, and then you heard it, and you haven't heard the shofar, you heard the echo, lo yatsa, haven't fulfilled the obligation of hearing shofar in Rosh Hashanah, so also haven't went out from your Yetzer Hara. What it means, like we explained it yesterday, that if a person is attached to himself, to his neshama, to the tzaddik, he gonna hear the tzaddik. And if not, he hear the voice of his avonot, like we explained in the beginning of the shiur. What it means? That Rav Shalom, for an example, in the shiur, gonna tell us all, the world is wonderful, everything is great, it's all beautiful, you just need to guard your eyes, you just need to learn Torah, you just need to daven. If in the end your conclusion gonna be, alright, life's wonderful, here I have a big smile and I'm going to learn, I'm gonna daven on everything, I'm gonna guard my eyes, means that you heard Harav. But if, because of that conversation, you're gonna go out from that shiur and you're gonna start chasing after yourself, I'm not happy because I'm not learning, and I'm not davening enough on that subject, and what I'm going to do with guarding my eyes, I have a huge yetzer around that, I'm such a rasha, for years I'm in the yeshiva and I cannot listen to a Rav, I'm not listening to his voice. It means that you haven't cancelled yourself to a Rav, you haven't heard Harav. Harav said that it's a wonderful world, that everything is good, that everything is charming, and you need to be happy. And you miss that. Why? Because you still hear the voice of your avonot. You still hear the sound of your avonot. You hear the echo. So, lo yatsa, you cannot go out from your bed with it. Even if you're going to chase after yourself here in the yeshiva for 20 years, you will not going to break your yetzer hara by that. Only if you're really going to try to listen to what the Rav is saying, that everything is good, that Hashem is happy with you as you are just now, that Hashem is proud of you, exactly like that you are now. Only when you're going to get that, you're going to have a huge smile on your face because Hashem is happy with you. Why need to be sad? If Hashem is happy, you're going to be sad. If you're sad when Hashem is happy, it means that you're smarter than Hashem. You know better than Him, Chas v'shalom. It's craziness. It means that you need to take you to a proper institute for people in your condition. With 20 years, you can go out from there. Don't worry. So, nimtza. Now we can understand. Ben kol anchat ha'adam be'atzmo. Also the voice of his own side. Eino shomea. He cannot hear. Im eineno bivchinat basar. If he's not in the aspect of being flesh to the neshama, shehaguf rachok kol kach, because the body is so far meha'etzem haneshama, from the neshama itself. He is concentrated in his physical desires and lusts. He cannot hear the voice of the neshama. Ad she'eino bivchinat basar, if he is so far from hearing his neshama, he is so concentrated in his body that he is not in the aspect of being basar, being the flesh to the neshama. He is an outsider, he is chitzoni, he lives outside, he sees a car, so he's with that car, he sees a woman, so he's with that woman, he sees a telephone, so he's with that mobile, he is outside, he's not attached to the neshama, he cannot hear the neshama, he is outside, neshama is inside. V'azai, so then, eino shomea kol anchato, he will not hear even his own sigh. Even when he is sighing, even when he is davening, he will not hear himself. He will not understand himself even in the bodedut. He's going to go into the field, he's going to do it bodedut, and he's going to come out frustrated from the field. He will not see the gifts that he's receiving in the field. He will not honor himself, he will not be happy with his share that he's going to the field. He's going to come into the field and he's going to complain and cry and going to do whatever. And when he's going to go out from the field, he's going to be frustrated. He will say, look, I went so many times to the field and I'm davening and I'm doing this and that. And he doesn't see the progress of him being in the field with Hashem in Barach. Rabbeinu said, HaMelech Basadeh, the king is in the field. The king is in the field. It means that if you are in the field, you're with the king. Like I told you that so many times. If now we're going to have mincha, and now you're standing Shmona Esrei, what you look up to in Avodat Hashem, if not to daven now that mincha? Is there something higher than to daven mincha in Avodat Hashem? What? If you now someone called you and telling you, listen, you have to save lives, you need to run to do this. All right, great, you can drop that mincha and to run.